Hey, it's another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club, and we're going to start another multiple beer series because that's what I decided, and there's no other deeper reason for that, I suppose. Um, I did what I usually do at the grocery store. I did a pick six, so you just pick whatever's loose on the shelf that might have fallen out of a box, or the box had to get separated for whatever reason. There's a variety of flavors and things. A good number of them are IPAs. I didn't get any IPAs this time, not a single one, and I feel pretty darn good about it. So, um, the price on that at my local grocery store has gone up to $12.99. So they're getting into real craft beer territory. If the $13.99 is really where that starts for a six-pack for craft beers around here. And if it gets up to that point, then I'm just gonna, I don't know. It'd be just easier just to buy a nice pack of craft beer and drink it on its own. But I have plenty to choose from now that I've reviewed so many of these. So tonight's going to be from a brewing company that I have not tried before, at least to my knowledge. It's from North High Brewing Company, and it is Filthy McPeanut. I don't know why every single peanut butter beer has to have a dirty sounding name. Like the one was from Rheingeist was What's His Nuts. And there was another one that was kind of like, ooh. And then you've got the Sweet Baby Jesus, which is offensive to somebody, I'm sure. I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's just what it's called. So I don't know. Peanut butter names, for some reason, you have to just be off the wall. But it is a peanut butter imperial stout. Imperial stouts are already pretty flavorful. They're in the same flavor profile as like barley wines and things. So I'm looking forward to that. They should have a really nice chocolate flavor with the peanut butter, I'm hoping. I've been fooled before on some of these peanut butter things. They've not been good as they looked. But we're going to try it. It didn't attack me, so that's already a plus. Sometimes they do. It's nice and dark. I can smell it already. Nice, good bit of foam on top. Ooh, that smells like peanut butter. It smells a lot like peanut butter. Smells decent. Nice and dark. It's a good dark stout. Settles pretty quick. So let's give this a try and see what the Filthy McPeanut is all about. Ooh. It has a very strong stout taste. You can definitely taste the peanut, and as it settles, the chocolate's kicking in there. Some nice dark cocoa tastes in there. It is not the best I've had because the stout part is pretty strong.
No, I like it.
But it is really, really good. The fact that it's an imperial stout really adds to the richness of that.
It's really good. And it says it's made in Columbus.
Mm-hmm. Columbus, Ohio. I almost forgot to mention that's one of the reasons I picked it up. A lot of times you'll get a lot of local beers that end up in the pick six. It even has the malts on the side. It's origin malt, roast barley. That's where some of that flavor is coming from. Brown malt, midnight wheat, chocolate wheat, medium crystal. The hops are Apollo hops. I don't know hops. I don't know the differences in them, so I don't know what difference that is making.
It's really good though.
And because I never really got into just the type of malts of beer that you can have. I know categories like stout, pale ale, whatever. But as far as the actual malts, I'm not too familiar with all of those. So a lot of this language is just kind of going over my head, but it's all mixed together very, very well. It is heavy. It's a heavy one though. For this little can, that first couple of sips, they're already settling right on the top of my stomach. I had a big sandwich before this, and I'm almost feeling like I should have had half a sandwich if I'm gonna drink this can. But it's decent. It is 8% alcohol by volume. So a step up from the usual 5% you find in a lot of things. Nice and hefty. Not too out of control though. You could have a couple of these and feel pretty good and not be too out of control. Um, Not sure I would recommend having more than a couple in a sitting though, but that's just me. You do you. Um, and it does say it was brewed and canned at North High Brewing Company, Columbus, Ohio. And you can go to their website, northhighbrewing.com. But it is it's good. I like it. The peanut butter flavor, as I'm sitting here now and the flavors are just kind of settling in my throat and whatnot, the peanut butter is giving way to a lot of the stout. So if you're not a fan of just straight up like Guinness or other kind of things like that, you might not like the way it settles after a while. But I like a good stout, and I like peanut butter. And unlike like the Sweet Baby Jesus and some of those, the flavor doesn't stick to the peanut butter side as much as it's settling. It is definitely leaning towards the fact that hey, this is an imperial stout, and that's the primary focus. But it is decent. It's pretty good.
And the peanut butter doesn't taste overly artificial like a lot of them do.
That's the other thing too. A few of the ones that we've tried in the past have tasted like peanut butter cereal or peanut butter candy or things that had a mild amount of actual peanut butter in them and not very much else. Whereas this tastes like they went out of their way to make it taste like real peanut butter. It's sweeter than regular natural peanut butter, of course, because that's what you're going to get when you mix it in with the barley and all that other kind of stuff. But it tastes like they made a concerted effort to make it taste natural as opposed to something that was added in later or that was from a mix or a powder or something of that nature. Um, so yeah, it's decent. I've got 5 more cans of different things after this. I think I have another couple things by this company, so I'm looking forward to what else I picked up from them. Um, excuse me. And so that was the North High Brewing Company, Filthy McPeanut, still a silly name. Peanut Butter Imperial Stout, 8% alcohol by volume. I bought it as part of the pick six of loose cans at my local grocery store, so it was $12.99 for the 6 pack, which tells me, as per usual, that the price of a 6 pack of this by itself can run anywhere from probably $11.99 up to $15.99 generally. That's not an absolute like that's for sure what it's going to be, but most of the things that end up on that shelf to keep them within the average of the 12.99, that's what it's going to be. It used to be a few years back 10.99, and so a lot of the other craft beer 6 packs were a bit cheaper in the long run too. You found a lot more for $13.99 as opposed to $15.99. Now you're finding more in the $15.99 and up. For some comparison, a 12 pack of Guinness bottles is $17.99. Now that price has gone up too to 17. It used to be cheaper. That's the on sale price by $1 because it's $18.99 regular price. But for $17.99, you can get 12 bottles of Guinness, whereas for things in this category now are getting to be $15.99 for 6. Now, am I telling you not to support your local craft breweries? No, because some of the stuff is absolutely delicious. Guinness tastes like Guinness, but they're a big company. They're not going to suffer too much if you go outside your comfort zone and find something else. If you are into craft beers, sometimes it's best just to take the bite and just spend the extra couple of bucks if you're going to like it. Be a little selective though, because there are a lot of things out there where they try things and they don't quite turn out right. So stick within what you kind of know are your tastes and then kind of expand from there. Don't go straight from, if you're a stout person, don't do silly things like me and jump straight into, oh, I want to try a pale ale today.
It never ends
I wouldn't
well.
recommend it. Take it in stages. Go for like amber ales, porters, things that are, take it in degrees, lagers and things before you get to that level and decide if you want to spend the extra money. But if you can, and if you do like something by a craft brewer, definitely spend the extra to support the craft breweries because they're not subsidized by the big guys. Whereas somebody like Guinness, they got plenty of money, right? And Budweiser, they got plenty of money. Anheuser-Busch owns like, I don't know, 2/3 of the market of most major beers anyway. I'm probably exaggerating, but they own a huge chunk of it. So don't feel too bad spending a little bit extra if you can on some craft beer. Okay? It's good to keep these guys in business. So that's it. That's all I've got. Tune into the next video, I don't know, in a day or so. I still stagger these out a little bit to make sure that I've got plenty of content stacked out. And I have 5 more to go. So until next time, of course, as always, cheers.